Get low when the whistle go.
What is up, gamers? GamerBrosYT, Darren is back with another YouTube video. And in today's video, I'm going to be teaching you guys how to play $100 bills Expert Plus. Now, I'm not going to be showing it to you guys right away. We're going to be progressing all the way from easy mode all the way up until Expert Plus. So I'm going to be walking through all that with you guys, and in this video is also going to include a how to hit tutorial. So this tutorial will basically be used for every single video that you will watch, and with this tutorial, you can just go back to it and then go to the next video and then learn how to hit the block. So basically, this video will be one of the longest in the series because it'll not only be the tutorial, but also the how to hit tutorial. So I apologize for the video length, but you can always go ahead and skip through it if you want to. But without further ado, let's cut to the next scene, and that will be me teaching you guys the Beat Saber block tutorial. Alright guys, so now before we go into Beat Saber, I want to show you guys some quick tips that you're going to need to know. So basically how to hit different blocks, and some things you might need to look out for, some strategies you can use. And yeah, so before we go in, I'm going to show you all that. Now, I have controllers that I would be using, but now some of you guys may not even have a VR. You might just only be watching Beat Saber. But you have a friend that has Beat Saber, or maybe you just want to start getting good at it, so by the time you actually get it, you're super good and you can go on the hard levels. So, now let's say you don't have controllers. Well, you could use household items. In this case, I'm going to show an example. Let me just grab mine. Boom. Remotes. Remotes is one of many examples of items you can use as controllers, because for doing these practices, you need to practice having weight in your hands, because there is no such thing as Beat Saber hand tracking. Well, there is, but it's really bad. It's not very good at all. You're gonna have to use controllers. So basically, you just want to grab any household item that you have that weighs not too heavy, but heavy enough that it feels like a controller. Like, if you're a console player, maybe go off that weight. Something not too heavy, basically, and not fragile. So I'm going to be using these remotes, and now I'm going to show you guys some tips and some block cuts that you're going to need to know in order to complete $100 bills Extra Plus. So now here we go. The first hit, one of the most basic hits, is just the up-down block. So now, what you're going to want to do for this hit, you want to start up right by your ear. You want to put your controller probably about in line with your eyebrow, and then a little further back, then down, and you should follow through right about your hip. So it should look like that. And same with the other arm. You just go up and down, up, down. So now another thing that you're gonna need to use. Not only am I using my arms, you also have to use a little bit of your wrist. Wrists and arms are like a team. They're a tag team. It's not hero sidekick. It's basically they work together in harmony, because there will be some instances where you can only use your wrist to hit blocks. But there will also be some instances where you can just use your arm. Like, you don't have to use that much wrist. But wrist is a really big thing that you're going to need to know. And especially as I go on later in this tutorial, wrist is going to get even bigger. So now that's the down hit. Just pretty basic. And now for the up hit. So basically, you're going to want to start. It's almost actually reverse for this. You're going to start by your hip, maybe a little back. And then you're going to want to go up and finish about where you would start to hit down. So you're going to start back and up. Back, up. Same with the other arm. Start back and then go up. So that's basically the up hit. Now for the side hit. So for the side hit, you're going to want to start probably about... So this is my right arm. I want to put it right about my left shoulder. And then I'm going to want to go across until I'm finishing out like this. So it's just one single motion of putting your arm across your body, then extending it out fully. Same with the other arm. Start with the opposite shoulder, out, shoulder, out. And now finally, the diagonal hits. So, excuse me. For the diagonal hits, you're going to want to start by your ear. So this is my right hand. Start by my right ear. And then I'm going to want to go down and finish by my left hip. So if you want to know kind of like how do I do that motion, how do I remember that, think of it like disco. Down, up, so up, down, up, down, up, down. Same with the other arm. Up, by ear, down, up, down, up, down. Now, most of the diagonals you're going to see in levels are going to be on the opposite side of you. There are some diagonals that might be on the same side of you. So basically, you're going to start left ear for my right hand, and then down, finish on my right hip. So depending on what side, if it's the blocks on the left side, right hand, you're going to start by your right ear, go down. If it's on the right side, right hand, left ear, down. Same with the left hand. If it's on the right side, left ear, up, down, finish by your right hip. If it's on the left side, left controller, start by your right ear and finish down by your left hip. So that's basically all the basic cuts. Now we're going to go over just a couple double hits. So basically the double down, you just want to both controllers down, both controllers down. And for the up, start by the hips a little bit, go back, up. And now for the sides, there's a couple variations. There's two of them. So there's the sides where left hand on left, right hand on right. So basically you go across your chest and out. But now there's one where both blocks will be on the same side. So what you want to do is if the both blocks are on your left side, start on your right, both controllers, kind of go back a little bit, and then using your wrists, follow through. That's where the wrists are going to come in. See, the wrists are going to start coming in a little more than normal now. So basically, you have to go back and use your wrists to follow through. So this is where your arms and your wrists come in. Same with the other side. Back and wrists. Back, wrist. That's what you want to do. And now for the diagonals, you're not going to see a lot of two same diagonals. But if you just so happen to find one, just both. Let's say it's on your left side, both by right ear, down. If the blocks are on your right side, up by left ear, down. That's what you want to do. So now, we're going to go to a variation where it's not going to be the same. It's actually going to be different for block directions. So, let's say you come across the block, your left hand has to go up, but your right hand has to go down. Now, normally when you see that, it's basically kind of like a crisscross almost. So, what you want to do is, if it's right hand is down, left hand is up, right hand by ear, left hand by hip, and then you're going to want to go like this. So basically, it's like you're curling with weights, except it's going to be constant. So you're just going to want to like kind of do this, almost like you're raving out a little bit, like, almost kind of like you're raving out basically. So just want to practice that. Just kind of keep doing that from side to side, because there will be some levels where you probably are going to need that. $100 Bills Expert Plus does kind of have that, but that's also the other thing with this. Sometimes for this crisscross, you might be hitting left hand diagonal, but right hand down. That's where the other trick comes in that you're going to need. You have to be able to visualize the blocks. So with your quick reacting, you have to see, okay, the block's going down. Okay, so I know how to do down. Okay, block's going diagonal. I know how to do diagonal or diagonal. That's another thing. You gotta be able to quick react. So, and yeah, basically just quick reacting. That's really all I can say. You just gotta be able to see the blocks and know what to do. And another thing you gotta be able to do is just, it's natural. The levels, most of the levels in Beat Saber are natural. Like Beat Saber Official. There's some like custom levels that are not natural at all. And that will be touched on later on. You have to be really skilled to get used to that, basically. But most levels are natural, so like if you see a down, well, then most likely you're going to be going up. If you see a diagonal, well, you might be going up. Or if you go like this, you'll most likely be doing the opposite. Because see, look, if I start to do the crisscross right hand by right ear, left hand by hip, and I go to hit the blocks, well, what do you think is going to be next? Look what I'm preparing for now. Left hand by left ear, right hand by right hip. I'm just preparing for the next crisscross. There are levels that do that. $100 Bills does that, actually. Near the end of the song, they'll do that, where you have to go criss, cross, criss, cross. Now, it's hard for me to do it because I have a headphone cord right here. Normally be behind me. But if I have it behind me, then you guys aren't going to be able to see anything. And you can even see like a side perspective. So like up, down, like criss, cross, So yeah, that's the crisscross. And then the next block I want to show you is called, I like to call it like the switcheroony or the switch block. So basically, instead of hitting this, Beat Saber will like to trick you by forcing you to do this. Now, you're not going to do that. You're not going to cross your arms just to hit the blocks. What you're going to do is you're going to start up like you're going to hit it normally, but then you're going to come down and your wrists are going to kind of fold like this. So you're going to almost like make an X when you come down. Because you don't want to have your arms like this. I only know of one level where you actually have to have your arms crisscrossed, and that's actually a custom level, so you won't have to worry about that. But basically, you want to go up by your ears, and when you come down, crisscross. And same with up. Go back, up, and you're going to want to crisscross. That's for any of them. And, let me see. I think that's all the blocks that you're going to need to know. Well, that's like all the doubles and the singles. Now we're going to start getting into some weird variations. So basically, I like to call this the spam part of the song. Even though it may not be super fast, it might be super slow. But for the levels I play, I like to call it the spam part. So basically, what it is from a side perspective, right hand up, left hand up. You're going to go down, down, up, up, down, down, up, up. And as you get used to it, you can start making it more natural. And when you get better, you can make it go faster. And to the point where basically you're going like this. And there are going to be levels where you're going to have to go super fast, just like that. And it's not just up and down. There's also diagonals that you're going to have to do. And sometimes, some levels might even try and sneak in like a crisscross. But I only know one level that does that. There's probably way more, but like, it's a custom level that I know of. I haven't really came across any normal levels. Like, excuse me, Beat Saber official levels that do that, but yeah, that's basically, that's the big one you're going to want to practice, because from a side perspective, you want to go down, down, up, up, down, down, up, up. You want to keep doing that. That's a really big thing that you're going to have to practice, because I see a lot of people that like my friends that I play with, they seem to struggle with that. And it's not their fault. It's not bad. But that's one thing that really has to be focused on. And it's not just arms, like also wrists. Like, just look at, like, this is no arms, this is just wrists. So now sometimes it may not even be like this. Sometimes it might be like this. Like, for instance, Ghost Expert Plus, which is one of the hardest Beat Saber official levels, they kind of do this, like halfway through the level, or a little more than halfway. But Ghost Expert Plus is the hardest level in the entire game, and we're not going to be there for a while, because we got to go through like 3 playlists before we get there. So we'll be fine. But, yeah, so you're going to want to practice it. So basically, just go down, down, up, up, down, down, up, up. And once you get used to that, you can start going all at once. And when you get used to that, you can go faster and faster and faster and faster. And then when you get used to that, then you can start practicing like diagonals for that. And then also this spam part that I like to call it, it actually has a even harder variation. So another thing that you're going to really want to focus on, I don't really have a name for this, but it's basically where you go 1, 2, but then your arms switch and go 1, 2. So you're starting over here going down, but you're ending over here going up. There are a lot of levels do that. Mainly it's one of the more harder levels. $100 bills doesn't do that. They don't do that, but there will be harder levels in the future that will do that. So basically you want to go down, down, up, up, and then you want to go down, down, up, up. Now, this tutorial might take a while, but this $100 bills video is going to be probably one of the longest videos of the series that we're going to be doing, because this basically, I'm going to be doing all the tutorial stuff in here, so you guys can get used to everything. And if I do upload a new video, you guys can come back to this to figure out how to do all that stuff again. And then you could go back to my video and then always just check it out. So basically, down, down, up, up, down, down, up, up. And then same with the other side. Down, down, up, up, down, down, up, up. Oh, I got my headphone tangled cord. But basically, a way to remember this is if I start with my left hand going down, down, then the first going up, up will be my left hand. So you can always practice it with one hand, like just go da, da, and then da, da, or maybe even da, da. So basically, if the starting hand will always be on the outside. If the starting hand's on the outside, then the other side, that outside hand, or the starting, will be the inside. So basically, left hand's on the outside, right hand's on the inside. But then when you go to the other side, it switches. Left inside, right outside. That's another thing you can always look out for. But now some levels, what they'll want to do, I'm going to go to a side. Actually, no, I got to go forward because you won't be able to see this. Basically, well, they'll do that and everything. But then sometimes they'll try and switch it. And when they do that, basically you're just doing that, and then you're going back. Oh, I just hit my hands together. So basically you're just going... You're just doing that from side to side, side to side, side to side. So some levels will do that. They will try and switch it on you like that. And then... So I've shown you how to do like these parts with both hands. But now there will be some parts we have to do single hands. So maybe like 1, 2, 1, 2. Which is actually at the very beginning of Extra Plus. You're going to have to go 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. So for that, it's pretty simple. It's just the same as what you've already been doing. Just go down, then up. You're just doing one hand. You're only doing one hand. So, and now in this case, it will not be in line. Like, it will not be a straight line as I'm doing right now. You may start here, but then go up here. Like, 1, 2, 1, 2. And I'm just kind of exaggerating, but for $100 bills Extra Plus, it's just going to be 1, 2, 1, 2. Other levels might exaggerate that by going 1, 2, 1, 2. I know some custom levels do. Like one custom level, for instance, that I have, you like have to do a diagonal here, and then you have to do a diagonal up here, and down, up, up. So, yeah, some levels will do that, and you just gotta be prepared for that. So, that will probably be all the skills that you'll need to learn. If you need to go back through this tutorial proportion of the video to find anything that you might need to go over, like maybe you have to go over the crisscross, like maybe you have to go over that, you have to go over this sideways, just go back to the part of the tutorial, find that, and you'll be good to go. Excuse me. Otherwise, I'm pretty sure that will be everything that you will need to know for most of the levels. If there's anything else that I might need to cover for future levels, then I will do so. Otherwise, that should be all the necessities you need for most of the Beat Saber official levels. And I will let you guys go on with the video, and I'll see you all at $100 bills easy mode. Alright guys, so once you get through the blockade tutorial, you are now ready to play $100 bills in Beat Saber. So now one note before we go into easy mode to start off. If you look up here, you can see all the information for each and every song. So now these two settings right here, these will only change for every song you pick. If you're playing like the same song like we will be today, these will always stay the same. It's these four in the back that you want to look at if you're going to go up in modes. So as you can see, we're going to be hitting 1.1 average notes per second. So about one note every second. There's going to be 156 notes. So not too big, not like too many, because there are levels with way more. But that's only like harder levels. Walls are obstacles, we have 13, and then bombs 0. You won't see any bombs until I believe hard mode, if I'm correct. I don't know, we'll get to that when we get to that. And then one more thing before we head in. So as I said, like, remember the whole eyebrow to hip thing to that? Not only do you want to do that when you hit the block, you also want to try and aim for the center of the block. Because when you aim for the center of the block, it gives you the highest score for the hit, which in this case is 115. Now, I have a mod where I can see, like, if I have an excellent cut, fantastic cut, great cut, bad cut. Now, normal Beat Saber players with no mods, you won't have that, but you will be able to see the numbers at least, so it will tell you how good of a cut you had. So, yeah, without further ado, let's go ahead and head on into easy mode. Alright, guys, here we go. So we have our first couple basic hits. Oh, I just got a fantastic cut if you didn't see that. But, got a couple of your basic hits. Just got some downs, some sides. The pace is slow, not too fast, so it's perfect for if you're just starting out, which is really good. Alright. So as you can see, the speed, not very intense. It's very slow, which is very perfect for beginners. Your hits are very basic. You only have down, up, and side. Now, I believe we're coming up on a 2 same. Yup. So as you can see, there's that, and that. As for the walls, just move left or right. Just don't put your face inside the walls. If your body's inside of it, that's okay. But if your face is, then technically it triggers the fact that you're in the wall, and your bar down there will start going down. So as you see, we're just heading on through. So as you can see, this part right here, what some songs will do in Beat Saber is they'll repeat the exact same part, but tweak it just a little bit to where it's harder for each mode you pick. So for easy mode, it's really easy. I mean, the word easy is in easy mode. So, but then when you hit up to normal mode, that part will be there, but it'll be a little different, whether it's speed or more difficult notes to hit. And the same will go on for hard mode, expert, and expert plus. So as you can see, we're getting through pretty easily. It's not too difficult. Once again, the speed. And if there are like side blocks in the middle, as you saw me just hit, just remember you're going across your chest, and it won't always be on the sides. Like there will be side notes, down notes, up notes all over the place, so you gotta look out for that. And another quick thing to add before the song ends is remember to listen to the song to see how fast you have to hit the notes. Because I'm not doing this, I'm hitting the notes like that. So I'm not doing this all the time, I'm just hitting the notes with the beat of the song. So as you can see, there we go, full combo, double S. Now, of course, I'm a little more advanced. You guys may not get that, but that's a-okay. But if you followed through with me for that whole level, congratulations. You have beaten your first mode in $100 bills. Now we had normal mode. So we have 1.38 notes per second now, and 196 blocks, and 18 obstacles. So if you compare that, 5 more, 40 more, and then I believe 0.28 more. Alright, so not too much of a jump. As you get to the harder difficulties, the jump will become higher. So, little jump, okay jump, jump, big jump. The jumps are going to get a lot bigger as you go through a level. So, here we go. Normal mode. So, not too much harder than easy mode. Excuse me. You still have your basic hits. As you can see. Just remember, there's a lot of downs. Now, here we go. This is where it kind of starts to pick up. 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. You're probably wondering why I kept saying that. That's the beat I have to hit it at. About every second, I have to hit one note. So, you can definitely tell it's faster in this song. But there's nothing too fancy as for which direction you have to hit the notes. Now here, that's our first 2 same side. So just remember, both arms across one side of the body, and remember to use arms and wrists to hit the block, which is what I did. Oh, okay. So for that, remember, just cross your wrists, not your arms, and then come up. If you cross your arms, you won't be ready to hit the next note. So if you remember in easy mode, the same part's popping up, but they'll make it just a little bit harder. Because little jump, a little bit harder. Big jump, a lot harder. So you may not see it now, but as like once we get to like extra plus, you'll definitely be able to see the big difference. So as you see, just hitting a note 1 per second. If you are starting out by playing Beat Saber, this isn't really too hard. It doesn't take a lot of skill to beat this. Just remember not to hit too fast, listen to the song, and if you want to get a good score, remember to follow the block tutorial, and you should be able to hit everything perfectly. That's why I say that this video is the most important in the series, because I'm touching up on a lot of things. Basically, once you have this video watched, I mean, you'll be good to go for most of the videos in the series. As you can see, we're just about to finish up. We have a couple of sides and middle. Just remember across the body and out. And some songs will actually repeat the same exact part that you just did, like those two sides. They already did that, so I know how to do it. Like 1, 2. You saw that side a lot. So basically, I know, okay, it's going to repeat. So just do the same thing. And hey, what do you know? We got a new high score. Nice, you got the fireworks up there. That's pretty cool. Alright, so that's normal mode. Pretty simple, not too hard if you follow the block tutorial and got some practice in. Otherwise, here we go. Now we're on to hard mode. This is the halfway point for $100 bills. So if you made it this far, congratulations, but we're not there yet. So here we go. Our jump, 1.38 to 1.86. That's a lot bigger. 196 to 264, and the walls are just staying the same. Oh, sorry, it wasn't bombs at hard mode. It was bombs at X mode. My bad. I always keep mixing that up. I don't know why. But now hard mode, there is still the jump is a little bigger, but there is something that this mode actually starts to implement or put in, and I'll show you in just a second. Otherwise, right now, it's not too fast a speed. You still got your basic notes, nothing too fancy. But in just a second, that right there. Hard mode starts to implement the very first spam part. They also start implementing the 1, 2, 1, 2, as I said in my tutorial. So just remember, to do the 1, 2s, all you're doing is hitting the first block, then using it like a time machine and reversing. Now, I'm not saying an actual time machine, but like if I go down, okay, then go back up. Like that. 1, 2, 3. And there's our first diagonal. Just remember. So it was like right on my right side, so I started at my left hip and finished by my right ear. Alright, so as you can see, a little bit of spam parts, not too fast with spam parts. But now see, look. Now you're starting to see a little bit harder because now we have to crisscross. Like in normal, we didn't have to crisscross. We just had to hit downs up, or downs and up. Sorry. So as you can see, the speed is definitely a little bit faster. There are more notes you have to hit, but just remember, for the doubles, time machine. For the spam parts, just remember it's down, down, up, down, up, up. Speed can vary though for those. But otherwise, there hasn't been too much, fancy hits. The hits have gotten a little bit fancier because now you got a couple crisscrosses. But let me find it again. Because if you remember where I said some songs will repeat exactly what you just did, you're about to see it. 1, 2, 1, 2. That 1, 2, 1, 2 that you just saw, I'll do it again. 1, 2, 1, 2. That part is put in the song a lot, so I know how to do it. So once you do like the first 3 times or first 2 times, you'll be like, okay, I know how to do this. And then you can finish off the song. So if you got this far, congratulations, you are officially halfway to $100 bills extra plus. Excuse me. So now, as you can see, it wasn't too hard. It's a little harder than normal because you got a couple more fancier hits. You start implementing spam parts and it will get faster. But otherwise, if you made this far, congratulations. And I don't think it has been too hard so far. But yeah, without further ado, let's go ahead on to expert mode. So let's see. We now go from 1.86 to 3.08. So that's a pretty big jump. 264 to 437. 18 to 24. And now we actually get to add bombs. So for bombs, if you went to the tutorial, which I hope you have if you're playing Beat Saber, bombs, you do not hit the bombs. That's it. Just avoid the bombs. It's not too hard unless, like, you put a bunch of bombs in one spot, which there are some custom levels that will do that. I have a custom level where you have to actually try to dodge the bombs. But you don't really see that a lot in Beat Saber. It's not too hard to dodge the bombs. Starting off with our basic hits, it is definitely faster. So there's our first bomb. I just moved my right arm out of the way. That's all I did. So as you see, it's definitely a lot harder. See? Walls, sides. Now this is where it really starts to pick up. So there's that same spam part, but now it's faster. So, as you can see, now I missed, but that's okay, because everyone's going to make mistakes. You can't expect to be perfect. So as you can see, we're just going on through. Now, those side ones you have to reach across your body. You may not be able to do that for those ones that are right in the middle because of how fast you have to hit the next one. So basically for that, just kind of like get as far across your body as you can before hitting it and then go ahead and hit it. So if you can't get all the way to the side, that's okay. As you can see, we got a lot of 1-2s, little spam parts. So now there's that 2 part again. Now this will actually be the last time you see this little 2 part, because in Expert Plus, they actually changed it up like a lot. It's something way different. So as you can see, there are tiny spam parts here and there, like that one right there, and that one right there. So for that, just remember, look at the 2 starting notes, and then everything else should be natural. So just remember, listen to the song, it'll tell you how fast you have to go. Everything should be natural, you shouldn't have to really, like, force anything. As you can see, you have the 2 sides. Now, I didn't really use my wrist much there. That's okay if you cannot use your wrist, but you should be using your wrist. And now, as you saw right there, Beat Saber will try and trick you by making a spam part, but then putting a side note in to try and trick you by making you hit a back cut. So as you can see, we're just about to finish up. Alright, so that is expert mode. So, as you can see, I missed one, that's okay. But, the spam parts do start getting faster. There are a couple more trickier notes you have to hit. So if you have to go into practice mode, that's fine. Congratulations, you are officially all the way on track to Expert Plus. But we have not beaten the song yet. So here we go. As you can see, we are going from 3.08 to 5.18. That's a 2.1 jump. That's a pretty big jump. And then we're going to be going from 437 to 734. And then 24 to 32, and then 13 to 14. So bombs don't have to worry about. The walls, blocks, and notes per second definitely go up. So the song is going to be faster. There are going to be more notes you have to hit. But if you just listen to the song and you don't go way crazy fast, then you should be okay. But otherwise, if you've gotten this far, then Expert Plus should not be a problem. So we start off the song with a couple of our 1-2s. But then the song gets a little tricky after that. 1-2, 1-2, 1-2, 1-2, 1-2. And then there's a little spam part. So just remember, just reverse right away. And for the spam parts, just remember to pump your arms like you're curling. But spam parts is one of the biggest things in this song. And it won't always be up and down. They will mix diagonals in. So just gotta be ready for that. So as you can see, just going on through. You also have to be able to watch the notes and see what direction you have to hit. So now this part, you will have to cross your arms across your body. Like that, that's like a couple of exceptions. There's only a couple that I know of that you can do that. But otherwise, as you can see, I'm not going too fast even though I see a lot of notes. I'm listening to the song. Now, if you remember this part, I just had to hit the 2 note blocks. But now, for Expert Plus, you actually have to, like, hit all these blocks. 1-2, 1-2, 1-2, 1-2. So for that, just remember to hit the 1-2s, remember the reverse. And yes, I am missing a lot, but you also got to take into consideration that I'm talking while playing Beat Saber. But that's okay. Because this is about you guys doing better, not me. So as you can see, 1-2, 1-2. For the spam part, just remember it's a natural motion of pumping, like curling almost. Now right there were 3 of each 1 note. So for that, just remember it's like down, up, down. And obviously it's fast, so you gotta remember to pump your arms. So we're just about to finish up the song. here we go. And there's that crisscross part I was talking about in my tutorial, I believe. And boom. Done. So as you can see, I did not get an S rank, even though I should have, but that's okay. Because, I mean, I'm focusing more on talking to you guys rather than the level. But otherwise, if you have made it this far, then congratulations. You are officially able to beat $100 bills extra plus. So now that you can do this, you can either try and get a super high score or make leaderboards. You can also use modifiers. That's how these people get on leaderboards. They'll use faster song and ghost notes. That's how DeQueenie got up here, for instance. I mean, that's a pretty big score. I'm not going to lie with you. I mean, you can look at the leaderboard and see the jump from here to here. I mean, this is almost perfect hits for every single block. But otherwise, yeah, congratulations. You can now be extra plus. Now you can go for a high score, or you can just show off to your friends. But thank you so much for watching this video. I really hope that you did get better. I apologize once again for the video length, but once again, if you watch this entire video, then you are going to be pretty much set for the rest of the series of videos, which will be through all of these songs, which next up, our next video is going to be on Balearic Pumping. That will be the next song that we are going to be doing. So otherwise, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you got better. And make sure to subscribe to our channel if you have not already, and turn on that notification bell so you can get notified of every single video that comes out on our channel. But I will see you guys in our next video. Farewell.